Greetings, African family. Welcome to Clear Thinking with Brother Dulani. This week, this episode, I would like to discuss a very important issues facing African people in the United Kingdom or Britain, or whatever you want to call it. Let me give you a background to the situation in England for African people. And when I say African people, I'm talking about African people from the continent of Africa, from the Caribbean, the so-called Jamaicans, Trinidadians, Barbadian, Guyanese, all of us, the whole 9 yard, people of African heritage. We're all African, we're all people of African heritage. I want to talk about how, as consumers in the United Kingdom, how we've been treated. How we've been treated as we go about as workers, productive people, trying to do our best to survive. We pay our taxes, we're raising our family. And what we have noticed over the years consistently, we go shopping and I mean, African people in Britain right now, primarily located in areas like London, Birmingham, Bristol. Some of us are in Manchester, Liverpool, in those areas. In London, there is different borough, like Brixton and Tottenham and various other areas where, in even Thornton Heath, where there's a concentration of African people. And in these areas, we're looking at how we've been treated as consumers in these areas. How are we being treated? And we look at the economy, the economics in our community that we live in every day. Now, the vast majority, I would say even 95% of the shops are owned by Asian people. Asian that comes from the Middle East, from India, from Afghanistan, all over. They come, and even Turkey, all those places. They're all Asian people. Most of the shops, I would say about 95% of the shops that we go to purchase our food, our clothes, or whatever, they are owned by Asian people. Now, over the years, the problem we have in the UK is that African people feel and also experience disrespect on a regular basis. It's like we go into these shops and they watch us, they patrol us, and they show us very little respect. And in many cases, it has turned to abuse, outright disrespect, and sometimes if they don't tolerate you, they turn to physical attack and physical abuse. I mean, we hear these stories coming out of Birmingham, out of London, in different places where, you go into the shops and they have attitude. If you are dissatisfied with the product or whatever your issue is, you're not treated with respect. You're treated with disdain. And they're ready to pounce on you and push you out and run you out of the shop. And over again, we've been noticing this. They abuse our women and they abuse our elders. I mean, it's nonstop. And it's a big problem that Africans in the UK are facing. And somehow we have not been able to get through to the Asian shopkeepers that they need to respect African people, black people. And the reality is that black people, African people are the one who supporting these shops. None of these shops would be able to exist without black people going in there and buying their products. All the yam, the bananas, the food, the seasoning, all of it, we're buying from Asian people. Even the Duns River, the Grace, the Maggi, whatever, the yam, the banana, the pumpkin, all the food that we would want, that we need, that comes from the Caribbean, is being sold to us by Asian people who don't respect us. We are the one who's financing their big home and their big swimming pool and their big lifestyle back home wherever their origin country is. We African people are supporting that and sending their children to these big universities. African people are making it possible for them to live some lavish lifestyle in this country, and yet still they do not respect us. They do not respect us, and that is something that must be checked, that must be stopped. We have to do something about this. And it saddens me to have to say this, but the Asian people in this country do not support us. And you know the irony of this is, whenever there is a cause that involves Asian people, African people is always out there with them on the front line. We're always supporting them. Right now with the Palestinian situation, there are many of us as African heritage people are losing our job or getting politically attacked for supporting them. But they would not put themselves out there to support us. Whenever we have any issue with police brutality, whenever we have any issues with violence in our community or disrespect from a shopkeeper, you will never see one of them out there to support us. And that's really bad. And we notice this. We notice this. They do not take us serious. But we always there to support them because we are a people that always been on the side of the oppressed, always fighting for liberation and in solidarity with those who are seeking justice. But somehow it never seems to reciprocate to us. Where are the Asian leaders that are standing up, that are talking to the Asian population to tell them that treat your customers fairly? Treat your African customers with respect and dignity when they come in your shop. At the very minimum. Now, I don't like the situation, the fact that, and I'm seeing this pattern even in Jamaica and Caribbean and in Africa, where most of the shops them are owned by Asian. And I was very, I born in Jamaica. And me noticed, maybe I was too small to notice it at the time. But nowadays, me start seeing, come and watch a lot of YouTube in Jamaica. And I notice they're going into the shops them to buy things and people are support. And sometimes you get some interviews with the shopkeepers them in Jamaica. And what I'm noticing it is that, and it's a pattern now. Most of the shops them that are selling wholesale, haberdasheries, furnitures, household goods, they're owned by actual Indians from India. Not descendants of the Indians in Jamaica. These people are born in Mumbai and New Delhi and all those places, and they actually migrated to Jamaica to set up the shops there. Even on the North Coast, you have all those souvenir shops. A lot of them is owned by Asians. And I'm like, wow, not even second generation, third. They've been imported from the Middle East, from the East, to come into Jamaica to set up shop. Well, it's a similar dynamics here in the UK, where you have the shops, them Asian have it, the cosmetics, they have a whole monopoly on it. The hair, the fake stuff, our African sisters are spending billions on hair care products and skin care products. And these are the people who are supplying it to us, the Asians. And they don't respect us. Now, we have to do something about that. We have to do so. We need to be able to put in place financial institution that can ensure that African children who are going to university can graduate, come out and set up shops. Even though these Asians don't have no university degree, they just come here, they just help each other, and even if they have to buy 10 oranges and turn it into 20 oranges, and next thing you know, they got a big vegetable stand, next thing you know, they own a store on the block. We have to be willing to do the same. Go through the process and get ourselves on the economic ladder. And it has been tried. Many have tried to set up businesses here. And it's been difficult, because many of our people, we prefer to support others than support ourselves. We see another African person have a shop. We think that we're going to make them rich by supporting them, but we go support them, the Europeans, and we support the Asian, and we support everybody. But the time has come for us to do for ourselves, to build our own shops, to let our children see that we as African people can be producers, not just consumers. It is a big problem that we must solve, and not just in the UK, but also in Africa, also in the Caribbean. Is a big epidemic of most of the shops, them, especially the trade level shops and the wholesale level shops. Most of them are in the hands of Asian and non-African. We need to do something about that. The governments in the Caribbean and Africa need to put together economic policies that can encourage our youth to go into business and set up businesses for our people. We cannot make it easy for others just to come in. And because of our economic weakness, they can come in with a little bit of money and they can set up shop. And next thing you know, they're making millions off us and building the biggest return and gain from us. We need to be a significant part of our economic development, not just the people using us to develop. Now, I'm not opposed to Asian people. Asian people are just as wonderful people as any other people. But we have to have justice. We need a level playing field. We can't have a playing field where a handful of other people are benefiting. The elites of other people are benefiting off of our weakness. You know, we have experienced that under colonialism with the Europeans, where they have benefited and off of our weakness. And in our enslavement, where 100% of the wealth was going to the enslavers and the colonizers. And we as African people are achieved nothing. And that is why we and the European are in a protracted battle for reparative justice. We're demanding reparation for the hundreds of years of free labor and exploitation, not to mention the psychological and physical damage that was done to our people, that we're still experiencing today, the psychological damage done to ourselves and our culture and our personality. That has to be repaired, and we will be holding them accountable for that. But while we're holding them accountable, we have to survive. We have to take control of our economic situation. And it may have to start with our school system. We have to teach our children to solve our problems. And one of our problems is that we're allowing other people to take control of our economic destiny. The children must be taught to take control, to become producers of wealth, producers of goods and services that is beneficial to us. We have to be the one who take control of our economic destiny. And it saddens me, you know, and while I'm on this subject about treatment from Asian shopkeeper, I want to shout out to an elder in our community here in the UK, Elder Minka. Elder Minka have been abused by a shopkeeper, by several shopkeepers in the Brixton area. And we have seen the community has come out to support him, which is wonderful. And I do not support the attack on our elders. I do not support it. I have personally in the past witnessed the disrespect muted out to our elders. And I myself has been surrounded for defending my elder, and I was told it's none of my business. I personally experienced that. And so many of our people across the UK have experienced this type of bullying, type of intimidation, and the type of disrespect muted out to us. If we dare complain about the treatment we're getting, if we dare complain about the products that we're receiving, if we dare get a product and it's broken and it's not working, the kind of intimidation and disrespect you get is unimaginable. It's unacceptable. So I wanted to send solidarity to our Elder Minka and big him up. You know, because he's been a selfish, selfless fighter in our struggle. You know what I'm saying? He have devoted his life to the liberation of African people. So I want to big him up and say, stay strong, Elder. And I know there's been an attack in Birmingham as well. A brother down there, I do not have the detail of his name, but I want to send solidarity to that brother in Birmingham as well, who has been under attack recently. And attackers take place in Peckham in a few months back. So I'm telling you people, these things are ongoing in the UK, and it's not right. It's not acceptable. We must demand respect for our people, and we must support African businesses, black businesses. Wherever an African have a business, we need to support those businesses, help them to thrive. Because if we keep supporting Asian, they will keep disrespecting us. They take us for granted. We have to take control of our destiny. And I want to say, people, we got to do what we got to do. We got to take care of ourselves. We got to survive under the system. You know, ultimately, we know the system of capitalism is here to exploit us, to get all they can from us and disrespect us. But we have to stand up. We have to resist. And we got to be in solidarity with each other. We got to support each other. We have to love ourselves enough. And we got to teach our children. You don't just go to school to go learn to become consumers or to become workers. Go to school to learn to become producers, to become manufacturers, to become business owners. We have to. As African people, we can't afford not to. Going to become a worker, to learn how to manage another person's business and affair is not going to help us make major progress. We have to take control of our destiny by becoming producers. When we go to university and college, is to learn the financial system. We're going to learn the manufacturing system. We're going to learn the scientific discipline, and we learn to apply it to our situation to solve our problem. So we can serve our people, and we serve our people with dignity and with respect and with honor. So I want to thank you, my people, for listening to Clear Thinking with Brother Dulani. This is episode 17. I want to say, walk good, like and subscribe to this program. Help me spread the word, and help me keep thinking clear, help me keep being critical, and there's much more to come on this journey. Much more to come to you with, and I want to thank you for your moment and for your time. Walk good, my people. Respect every time.